Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to try something a little different. We're going to map out the last 30 years of technological change, but we're going to do it by following the journey of just one person's career. It's a fantastic way to see how we went from, clunky old machines to the AI world we're all living in. So here's the big question. Can one single career really tell the entire story of that incredible leap from our analog past to our hyper-connected present? Well, let's find out. We're going to use the career of Cüneyt Tural as our roadmap. Every story has a beginning, right? For the digital age, it all started with one simple but incredibly profound challenge. How on earth do you take the real physical world, the world of atoms, and translate it into the language of computers, into bits? And boom, this slide just lays it all out, the very beginning. It starts with the absolute bedrock, a thesis on analog to digital converters. That's literally the tech that turns reality into data. From there, you see it being applied, with a focus on AI and automation at a giant like Daimler. Those were the first baby steps of the digital world walking onto the factory floor. Back then, this was the name of the game. Before anyone was talking about big data, the real puzzle was production logistics. It was all about making this giant, complicated dance of physical materials and machines in a factory run like absolute clockwork. Okay, so as we move into the next chapter, you see this huge shift. Once we kind of figured out how to digitize the physical world, a whole new problem popped up. We were suddenly drowning in data. The challenge wasn't just about making things move anymore, it was about making sense of the mountains and mountains of information we were creating. Exactly. During his time at IBM CGI, the game completely changed. It wasn't enough to just automate a factory line anymore. The real treasure was in the data that factory line was producing, and companies were desperate to figure out how to tap into all that digital gold. And here they are, the tools that popped up to handle this new challenge. Business intelligence, data mining, CRM. These weren't just fancy buzzwords. No way. These were the picks and shovels for the new digital gold rush, giving companies a view into their operations and customers like they'd never had before. All right, this is where we get to that huge buzzword you hear all the time, Industry 4.0. But what is it, really? It didn't just appear out of nowhere. If you follow this career path, you can actually see a really clear 6-step evolution that got us here. It all starts right here. Phase 1 is the raw hardware, this kind of magical process of turning a sound or a temperature or a position into a simple 1 or a 0. This is the bedrock, the Rosetta Stone that lets the physical world talk to the digital one. Now, Phase 2. This is where things get really interesting. It's a huge mental jump. It's about realizing that even super complex systems, like biological